Do you feel like your erection isn't what it used to be? Have you ever had times when, even though you felt desire, your body simply didn't respond? What if the problem isn't age, stress, or anxiety, but rather something you do repeatedly without realizing it? The truth is that there are common habits during masturbation that are gradually destroying your potency. And the worst part, most men don't even realize that they are self-sabotaging. What I'm going to reveal to you in this video may shock you. These are 3 mistakes that seem harmless, but have directly affected the performance of thousands of men. Silently, every day. You could be among them. And if you don't act now, the consequences could be irreversible. The worst part? The 3rd mistake is precisely the most common among men who seek the most pleasure, and also the most destructive. If you want to recover your potency, protect your sexual health, and avoid a problem that could stay with you for the rest of your life, pay close attention to what I'm going to show you now. There's no shame in wanting to take care of yourself. Shame is pretending that everything is fine while your sexual health is being destroyed by silent habits. What you will discover here can completely change the way you relate to your own body. This channel was created with one purpose: to prevent you from discovering prostate problems when it is too late. Sign up now, because here you will have access to vital information to protect your male health. One of the most dangerous mistakes, and also the most ignored, during masturbation is the way you accustom your body to stimuli that are completely unrealistic. Many men develop a vicious and repetitive pattern. They apply too much force. They accelerate too much. They create a rhythm that would never happen in real sexual intercourse. And without realizing it, they are conditioning the brain to only respond to that artificial stimulus. The result of this? When the time comes to be with your partner, the body freezes. The desire is there, but the physical response fails. The erection does not come with the same intensity. The pleasure does not last as long as expected, and the feeling of frustration becomes increasingly constant. This happens because the brain is a highly adaptable organ. It learns, and when you repeat the same isolated stimulation with great force or speed, it understands that as the right way to feel pleasure. But the problem is that this does not apply to real life. During sex, the rhythm is different. The time is different. The stimulation comes from another body, not from your hand. And that's where the conflict begins. What you taught your brain during masturbation is no longer useful when it requires connection with another person. And there's more. The use of artificial lubricants, cloths, pillows, or excessively fast and aggressive movements only makes the problem worse. This is because, in addition to creating a parallel reality for your body, these methods can cause progressive wear and tear of penile sensitivity. The penis loses its ability to respond to more subtle stimuli. It's as if the pleasure is becoming weaker, and when this starts to happen, many men don't even notice. They only notice when they're with their partner, and the erection doesn't match. This error is even more serious because it doesn't present immediate signs. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't inflame. It doesn't leave marks. But it acts like an internal erosion, which slowly wears away the body's response to pleasure. When the man realizes it, he is already facing serious difficulties: loss of rigidity, delay in reaching climax, lack of ejaculatory control, and even psychological dependence on certain stimuli to get aroused. If you identify with this, don't blame yourself. Millions of men go through this every day, and almost no one talks about it. It is a taboo subject, but silence is costing us dearly. It is generating relationship crises, low self-esteem, performance anxiety, personal frustration, and even symptoms of depression. All because a solitary habit, which should be natural, has been transformed into a silent trap due to the wrong way in which it is practiced. Therefore, if you want to recover your potency and protect your sexual health, you need to start at the root of the problem. Observe your habits, reduce the intensity, vary the stimuli, practice consciously, give your body time to relearn how to feel pleasure in the right way. And above all, remember, true pleasure is not limited to intensity. It comes down to connection, balance, and respect for your own body. Now that you understand how this silent mistake can be directly affecting your erection, I want to invite you. Write in the comments, I'm going to reprogram my body and recover my potency. This is not just a comment. It's a commitment to your health, your self-esteem, and your future. Your example can inspire other men to do the same. Now I'm going to reveal an even more ignored mistake, but one that can be sabotaging the basis of your erection every day. Have you ever noticed the position in which you usually masturbate? It may seem like a minor detail, but the way you position your body during this moment can be directly affecting your erection. And the worst part, this can have been happening for years without you even realizing it. Many men, especially those who seek privacy or are in environments where they can't be seen, end up developing the habit of masturbating lying on their sides with their legs together, curled up, or even pressing hard on the groin area, thinking that this has no consequences. But the truth is different. What seems like a simple, comfortable position may be silently harming the blood circulation that feeds the corpora cavernosa of the penis, and this directly affects the firmness of the erection. Think about it. An erection occurs when there is an increase in blood flow to the penis, which needs unobstructed and well-oxygenated vessels to function. Now imagine yourself, every time you masturbate, pressing your thighs together, crossing your legs, or bending forward strongly. This constant pressure on the base of the pelvis and groin may be reducing your body's ability to irrigate the penile region. In other words, you are preventing blood from circulating at full strength exactly where you need it most to feel powerful. And over time, this repeated and prolonged restriction weakens the vascular system of the genital area. The result? Erections that don't last, less rigidity, difficulty maintaining the rhythm, and even frequent failures at the right time. Now understand an even more critical point. The body adapts to the way it is treated. If you spend months or even years masturbating with your body in compressed positions, your body starts to understand that reduced blood flow is normal, and as a result, you lose the ability to achieve a full erection, even when you are in a comfortable position with your partner in an intimate moment. The brain does send the signal, but the penile vessels no longer respond as expected. And when this happens, the man begins to think he has erectile dysfunction. But the truth is that the problem may have started way back with something simple, the wrong posture repeated during masturbation. And it doesn't stop there. In addition to affecting circulation, these positions can put pressure on nerves in the pelvic region, causing tingling, numbness, or even loss of sensitivity in the penis over time. This means that even when you are aroused, your body's response may be weaker because the stimulus channels are being compromised. It's as if your body is trying to function with the brakes on. And the more you repeat this pattern, the harder it becomes to reverse the situation. Maybe you've never stopped to think about it. But now that you know, you need to pay close attention to your behavior. Evaluate the position you use, how long you stay in it, and whether you feel any discomfort, weight, pressure, or numbness in the area. Correcting this can be the first step to restoring your penile health. Remember, a firm erection doesn't depend solely on the mind. It depends on a well-cared-for body with free circulation to function fully. Now take an honest look at yourself. There's no shame in admitting that you need to change. The shame is pretending that everything is fine while your body tries to warn you. If you're feeling that your erections aren't what they used to be, that their firmness has decreased, or that your sexual response is slower, this could be a reflection of years of compression and inadequate posture. But you can reverse this. You can give your body the space it needs to regain its potency. If you've come this far and felt that this content spoke directly to you, I have one request from you. Write in the comments, I'm going to change my posture and take care of my erection. This phrase is a commitment to yourself, your health, and your intimate life. And you can be sure your comment can inspire other men to look within, reflect, and start taking care of their own sexual health. Now I'm going to reveal to you an even more common behavior, but one that completely confuses the body and harms your potency in a way that no one can imagine. Have you ever stopped to think about the impact that a lack of regularity has on your sexual performance? I'm not talking about high or low frequency, but about disorganization, that chaotic pattern in which one day you masturbate 3 times, the next day not at all, then go 5 days without masturbating, and then go back to doing it 2 or 3 times in a row, without rhythm, without balance, as if your body were a machine that doesn't need stability to function. But it does, a lot. What almost no one tells you is that the male sexual system is deeply dependent on hormonal balance and consistent neurological response. And this regularity isn't just in what you eat, what you feel, or what you think. It's also in how much, how, and how often you stimulate yourself. The human body works based on cycles: sleep cycle, feeding cycle, hormone production cycle, and sexuality is no different. When you don't respect this cycle and alternate long periods of abstinence with intense and impulsive masturbation sessions, you create true biochemical chaos within yourself. The production of dopamine, which is the main neurotransmitter of pleasure, begins to fluctuate. The brain loses sensitivity to stimulation and begins to demand more and more intensity to reach the same level of excitement. And do you know what this means? That your erection will become more difficult, weaker, more unpredictable. In addition, there is a direct effect on testosterone, the hormone that governs libido, muscle strength, disposition, and sexual potency. When you masturbate excessively and without routine, this hormone drops. When you spend too much time without any stimulation, it also drops. And it is in this unregulated back and forth that the body begins to lose its strength. The gland responsible for sperm production becomes unbalanced. The prostate can suffer inflammatory changes. The nervous system becomes exhausted, and you begin to feel unexplained tiredness, irritability, and even cognitive difficulties. All of this starts with a behavior that seems harmless but becomes destructive when it is not done consciously: unregulated masturbation. You may be asking yourself, but how can something so common cause all of this? And the answer is simple. It is precisely because it is common that many people do not even realize the harm they are doing. The habit is so present in everyday life that it ends up being done in any way, at any time, impulsively, without criteria, and without respect for one's own body. And then, what should be a healthy tool for self-knowledge becomes a trap that drains your energy, reduces your performance, and directly affects your sexual health. One of the biggest mistakes is to think that the more you ejaculate, the healthier you will be. This is a myth. The health of the prostate, erection, and hormone production depends on balance, not excess. Excess creates dependence. Irregularity creates confusion. And confusion within the body gradually turns into failure, insecurity, and fear. Many men reach this point and think they are getting old, but they are not. They are just reaping the effects of a behavior that no one taught them to do correctly. Now is the time to change course, to stop and think responsibly, to look at your own body with respect. Masturbation is not the villain. The problem lies in excess, in the lack of rhythm, and in the way you have been treating your sexual system as something unimportant. Potency does not depend only on desire. It depends on balance. If you want to regain control of your intimate life, you need to start by creating a healthy routine, avoiding extremes, respecting your body's signals, and giving it time to reorganize itself. And yes, this requires discipline. But this is exactly what differentiates a man who takes control of his health from one who becomes a slave to his own impulsiveness. If this topic made you think, if you realize that the lack of organization in this habit is harming you more than you imagined, write in the comments, "My body deserves balance." This sentence is confirmation that you understood the message and are willing to start a real change. And remember, men who share their decisions encourage others to do the same. Your comment could be the beginning of the transformation of many other lives. Now you know, simple habits during masturbation, which seemed harmless, could be undermining your erection and silently damaging your intimate health. But you also discovered that it is possible to change, regain control, and act intelligently before the problem becomes serious. If you felt that this video gave you something valuable, Be happy. You took an important step. The good news is that it is never too late to change course. Talk to a urologist, talk openly about your intimate health, and keep your exams up to date. This is maturity. This is self-care. If you got this far, congratulations. This shows that you really care about your health and want to avoid problems before it is too late. I would like to invite you to leave a comment saying that you watched the entire video so that I can get to know you and find out who is really committed to taking care of their own male health. Also, check now if you're already subscribed to the channel. If not, click the subscribe button. Like this video, share it with other men, and don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Most men only realize that something is wrong with their prostate when it's too late. In the first pinned comment, I left a link to a playlist that can prevent this from happening to you. Watch it now before it's too late.